Hi everyone, I'm Islam and we are from Quality Capsule. Today we will start a new course, a new journey in order to get the full picture about the enterprise risk management. So let's start. You can't get anywhere in your life without taking a risk. Also, the biggest risk in your life is not taking any risk. Today world is challenging and the only strategy that guarantee failure is not to take any risk. That's why organizations and individuals have always sought ways to identify and reduce the risk that will threaten their existence. If we will go back to the old days, we will find that humans have always sought to protect their essential needs, such as food, from potential hazard like fire, flood, or theft. And by the way, this considered the first and the earliest type of risk management in history. So this means that risk is possibility that you will lose something or injury will occur. Also, it is challenging to avoid the risk in today's world. Risk can be present in a wide range of areas in our life. You will find it in finance, investment, insurance, and even health. For example, in finance, risk refers to the possibility of losing money on specific investment, whereas in health, risk can be found as the likelihood of developing a certain medical condition or a disease. Risk form a crucial part of every business decision. If we will look to the Joint Commission definition of quality, which they try to define a quality as the optimal achievement of therapeutic benefit and avoidance of risk and minimizing of harm. Simply, patient will be admitted to treated from a specific disease. We don't want this patient to fall and have another consequences. You will find that risk avoidance is a main concept in risk treatment, but it is not the only concept in order to achieve the optimal quality of any product, any service. The main aspect of making business decision is the process of evaluating possible risk and gains inherent in each and every option and choice the business will do. What do we mean by risk? We need a solid definition that we will use to define the risk. Unfortunately, currently, there is no universal definition of risk. However, in a general perspective, we can mention that risk is undesirable situation or circumstances that has both a likelihood of occurring and potentially have a negative consequences. For example, a natural disaster such as hurricane, for example, has a high likelihood of occurring in certain region, in certain areas in USA, for example, and can result in significant damage to property, to people, and even it can lead to loss of life. Another example of risk could be a financial crisis as stock market crash, like what happened in 2008, which has a likelihood of occurring and can lead to a negative consequence such as financial loss, economic recession. These situations can have both short and long-term negative impact on individuals, communities, and even countries. And by the way, risk is not always negative. There is a positive risk that you need to empower as it will be an opportunity, and we will explain more throughout this course. Let's see how recognizable organization try to define the risk. First, we have the Institute of Internal Auditor. They define the risk as the uncertainty of an event occurring that could have an impact on the achievement of objectives.
while the International Organization for Standardization (ISO) defines the risk as the effect of uncertainty on objectives. They have a shorter definition. For the Project Management Institute, they define the risk as an uncertain event or a condition that, if it occurs, has a positive or negative effect on a project objectives. And this is the first definition will mention about the positive and negative impact of risk, while the Institute of Risk Management defines the risk as the possibility of an event occurring that will have an impact on the achievement of objectives. Also, the Association for Financial Professionals tried to define the risk as the possibility of loss or deviation from expected results. And finally, we have the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They have a broader definition of risk with some specific types of risk. They define the risk as the potential for an event to negatively impact organizational operation, and here they include mission, function, image, or reputation. Also, organizational asset individuals through unauthorized access, destruction, disclosure, or alteration of information, or a denial of service. So all of these organizations tried to define the risk from their perspectives, but all of them will go back to our general definition, which focus about uncertainty, impact on objectives, whatever it is positive or negative, and a likelihood of occurring. A good note here also is that all risks cannot be anticipated. You cannot anticipate all the risk. If we are sure that loss will occur, then there is no risk involved. For example, when you are buying anything, expensive capital asset, you accept that this item will decrease in value and suffer physical tear and wear after a short period of time. When you purchase iPhone 14 after 1 year, you know that the price of the used iPhone will decrease by 20%, 30%, and you are sure about that. So you cannot say that there is a risk in reducing of value of the iPhone 14 after 1 year, because this is certain, this is a must, it will happen. Always put in your mind that risk is not a certain. In this situation, the loss is both expected, definable. This is not a risk. A risk can occur when one of the possible results is unfavorable and unexpected. This may be a total loss, or it may be a lower profit than what expected. Company risk is generally associated with uncertainty or the possibility of loss. And also, to be honest, there is a big difference between uncertainty and risk itself, and we will explain in the next video. Risk is the variation between actual and expected result. Thank you, and see you in next video.